Hello there. So it has definitely been a minute since the last video, and right off the bat, I just want to apologize for how I sound as I am finally getting through a flu. But I've been sitting on this video for a little while and I wanted to get it out to all of you, so here we go. So today's video is going to be all about lyric writing, but from a different perspective than what you're used to hearing about possibly. Writing lyrics seems to be the biggest challenge shared amongst all of the songwriters that I've worked with, and more often than not, it's because the majority of my clients feel like they need to start with just, great lyrics right out the gate before they can write any other part of the song, right? So they just want like words first and then the music will come after. And granted, this depends on what genre you're working in, but I'm speaking in generalities here. So what I'm proposing is going to be an opposite approach. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I use this melody first approach when writing on two separate custom songs for my side business, which is yourcustomjingle.com. One example is going to be a verse melody, and then the other one is going to be a chorus melody. So you can see how this works in a couple of different contexts. If you've never tried this approach before, then stay tuned. I think you're going to get a lot out of this. And if you're here because you're just feeling overwhelmed and you're looking for some easy to follow strategies that you can implement into your own writing, then just grab my free songwriting checklist at the link in the description below. Like I said, it is completely free, and if you follow the steps, you'll be able to take all of those rough ideas that you've got sitting on the shelf or in your phone or wherever they are and finally begin to turn them into finished songs. Okay, so just to put things into context, I want to start by going over the songwriting prompt. All right, so this is just the very specific details given to me by my client, so I know exactly what to deliver when I write the song. Okay, so here we are. Here is the songwriting prompt. Here are all the details given to me by my customer, and real quick, we'll just run through everything. So they wanted a pop rock style song. The mood is reflective, so with this particular mood, that means that it's going to be a little bit more minor than it is major. It's going to be a mixed bag, but it's going to be kind of a pensive, slightly emotional sounding song. I mean, the fact that it's going to be, in the neighborhood of emo, that's kind of given, right? So I am not giving you their names, but this is for a birthday. So here's the story. So married for 25 years, together for 30, spouse is turning 44, very into emo punk, Green Day, My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy. All right, cool. Loves beaches, Disney, all things goth and scary. Hair is always a different color. She's named after songs with Melissa and the Allman Brothers. Okay, cool. And then here are the 4 things needed in the song, the 4 must-have components in the song. So I call her Mel, loves life, goth punk, individual, free spirit. So what I had come up with immediately after reading this was, spouse is turning 44. That seemed to be something that fit with a melody that I already had. So I rather than trying to start something completely from scratch, I wanted to go down the path of least resistance. So let's check that out. Let's see how this idea turns into an actual finished lyric. All right, now let's get into the actual writing. So just as a disclaimer, the first example here was shot on my iPhone in the heat of the moment. It was just very much, a real-time example. So please excuse some of that background noise. So I have this melody right here. Right? There's a lot going on, but I really liked that melody. So what I want to do is use that and try to fit the words to suit that melody rather than trying to write a melody to pre-existing lyrics. Sometimes that works. Sometimes you need to switch things up. So that's what I'm doing today. But the first part of that melody is what I want to focus on. Right there. So that line right there. Da, 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 da. So for me, when I'm working on lyrics, I have to write it on paper, right? It helps me to kind of slow my mind down and not be distracted by devices. I'm super visual, so if I have a screen in front of me, it's super hard for me to concentrate on that sort of stuff. So this allows me to kind of slow down and take my time, and that's where the ideas come from. So the whole thing that I wrote down is, she's about to become 44. I thought that might be a lyric. It's a little busy though, but if I try it out, it'd be like,
she's about to be. Yeah, so it'd be. She's about to become 44. Yeah, so I have to jam like a lot of words in the beginning. So she's about to become 44. So she's about to become 44. That's a little wordy, so I want to kind of trim that down a little bit. So let's see. She's turning 44. Right, even just she's turning 44, right? It's a little simple, but I think it kind of sets the stage, right? It's just a simple enough melody and enough information to give you an idea of what's going to be going on in the song. So that's going to cause me to change the melody over here, which I will do. So, be like, yeah, just getting rid of one note. So it's just going to be, she's turning 44, blah, 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 blah. And then the rest I need to kind of, fit in there. But anyway, I wanted to share this because there is no one approach to doing this type of stuff, right? Sometimes I like to write the lyrics and then just try to see if I can put a melody to that. But after doing that for a number of years at this point, I found that I tend to gravitate towards like similar melodies. So the songs start sounding a little too much the same. So that's the main reason. And, because of that, I get bored. So I want to keep things fresh for myself as a writer. And trying this, if you happen to do this already, if you start with lyrics first always, this might be a good, perspective change where you just commit to a really like solid melody that you really like, and then just forcing the lyrics to conform to that. It might be a little counterintuitive, but I think it'll help you out a lot. So I suggest trying that out. There's a whole symphony of leaf blowers outside right now, which is not the best environment to be writing music, but I got the first verse down, so this is good. So we got, what we got? Let's play it. She's turning 44 and she loves a party. Let's celebrate her this time. And a glass of good tequila's her favorite libation. Raise a toast to the girl that's all mine. Something like that. But it's going to be sung like an octave up and not sound as bad as it just did just then because I got a morning voice still. But yeah, so stay tuned. I'm going to get into this more later.
Okay, so now let's just check out the finished version of that verse.
She's turning 44 and she loves a party. Let's celebrate her this time. And a glass of good tequila's her favorite libation. Raise a toast to the girl that's all mine.
Okay, so now let's check out example number 2. This is going to be a chorus. Hello there. So I literally just received a custom song order that is going to be due in a couple of days, so I thought I would just get a head start on it right now. And I'm working on a different approach with this one, and this is kind of an experiment, but usually I start with writing the lyrics and then getting the melody from the lyrics. That's going to help me to kind of determine everything else, but I thought I would try the opposite approach this time. And I have a bit of music already laid down here, so I thought I would just come up with a melody that sounds good to me and frankly sounds a lot more manageable to sing within the time frame, right? This is going to be due in like a few days, and I'm actually leaving in 2 days, so I'm going to do this all tomorrow. So for me, I want to just try to get something that sounds catchy, that I can sing with relative ease so I don't have to spend like a ton of time learning a brand new melody. And then finally the melody has to fit the lyrics for the subject matter of the song. So let's take a listen to the melody that I put out real quick. This is the verse. right? So this is obviously going to be a lot more involved because it's a verse, so that's going to take more time to work with. I'm going to skip to the chorus idea that I had. It's very simple. This is actually based off of a guitar riff that I wrote, and I basically just repurposed it and turned it into a vocal melody. So let's hear that real quick. Right, so what I found to be very interesting, in fact, these are old lyrics, is that once I started going over the songwriting prompt, right? So what does it want? It wants the must-have details. So he makes me happy no matter if the sun rises or sets, if we love or argue, if it snows, rains, the leaves drop, the sun shines, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. I found that some of these themes were already fitting the melody that I had laid out. So I have like... Right off the bat, I thought like, rain or shine, I'm yours, you're mine, right? Like if the sun rises or sets, like that's really poetic, but it's not very catchy. You can't really fit that all in a chord, you know, if the sun rises or sets, right? So, you know, a simple one to go to is just rain or shine. And, you know, I tried to make all these pop rock songs rhyme as much as possible, especially in the chorus, right? So rain or shine, I'm yours, you're mine, and you make me feel oh so fine, right? So we have this. And then I might even add to it, you know, I might extend this chorus a little bit, which I will, you know, get into later on. But I find this to be a really interesting approach that I'm probably going to do a lot more. Let's see if I can do this part, because I have this right here. Right? So, be like... I treasure... Yeah. Right. And then I need to add something else though. So maybe that'll give me something to work on later. But either way, I wanted to share this super quick as I'm doing it, right? This is a little bit off the cuff, but my point with all of this is that starting with a pre-existing melody can really help you, you know, fit the lyrics, make the lyrics conform to what you already have down. It's a great kind of creative boundary to put on yourself. It's just a really cool like box to put yourself in. And, you know, I'm in the middle of it right now. I'm going to see if I can extend this and make it a little bit bigger.
It don't matter, I treasure every second we're together. Rain or shine, I'm yours, you're mine, and you make me feel oh so fine.
All right, so that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for putting up with the sound of my voice right now. I know it's a little rough, but hopefully that wasn't a distraction. I hope you got a lot out of this. And before I jump off, I just want to let everybody know that right now I have 2 spots that just opened up for private songwriting coaching. So I'm looking for 2 more home studio musicians to work with who are looking to write, record, and publish their first batch of songs in the next 90 days. So if this sounds like you, please fill out a short questionnaire. I'm going to include a link in the description below so we can schedule a free 15-minute discovery call just to see if we're a good fit. All right, I got to get out of here, but drop me a comment. Let me know how you like this one. Let me know if you've ever adopted this approach before, if you're a lyrics first writer or if you do this whole melody first approach. I'd be very interested to know about this because for the longest time I thought I was the only one who did this, which is, I suppose, naive, but yeah, I would love to hear it. So let me know and I will see you on the next one.